Hello, it's BluePawPrint334, and I'm going to do a tutorial for a person who commented on one of my videos. Her link to her channel will be in the description. Okay, so to do my shading, I usually pick a base color. I changed my shadings over the years, so last tutorial will be different. This shading thing. You make it darker where the light would be darker, obviously. Use the burn tool over here, and you can change it from the burn tool. It'll start as a sponge tool if you have Photoshop elements, and if you right click there, it'll go to the dodge tool, the burn tool. You can also change it by pressing O, but I prefer to right click. The dodge tool makes it lighter, and the burn tool makes it darker, obviously. So you just fill in that. It's all depends what your lighting is. See, the lighting's going to be behind him. See, right there. So he will have a lot of dark on him. And I'm going to skip to the part where the shading's done. Okay, this is now my third time recording this. Go back down to the dark shading. What you want to do is you want to get a dark color, such as black, and you want to fill in the places where it's the darkest, like in your other shading right here, where you would have put the burn tool, like that. You want to put the burn tool to make it darker. You're going to emphasize the darkness with a black color, and then lower the opacity. And if you want it blurry, like more blurry, go up here, you click Gaussian blur, or however you pronounce it, and you can make it as blurry as you want. But I like mine more defined, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And now as we get to the lighter part of the shading, gonna wanna take your color for the light. Usually it'll be white for what you're doing, but I'm gonna use yellow because it's the color of the background. And you're going to want to put it in where the light would be hitting him, like you'd see in a real picture. And since he's furry, I'm going to smudge it, which will be here. You'll see the blur tool there, right? I'll just do that. You want to right click again and go down to the smudge tool, and it'll make it look a bit better, I think, in my opinion. And before I skip out to finish this part of the shading, I'm going to do another tutorial that I promised person I'd do a while back. I promised I'd explain layers. So here we go. Okay, so the background layer is white. It will start out like that. It's the background layer, so put it like that. It's locked. See? And no matter how much you erase, it will stay white. So if you make it a new color, like I like it darker, if you erase it, it'll go back to white. But luckily you can get rid of it if you want to. If you just make a new layer and you delete it. And with the layers above it, you can make it the layers. This one does not have a white background, so it's nothing right now. It has nothing on it. You want to draw stuff on it, right? The sketch of your whatever you're drawing. will not affect the background layer. So you can erase this, and this will stay white, I guess. Well, if you change the color, okay. Change the color, draw this, erase this, this will not be affected. But if you erase down here, it will be affected, and this one still won't be affected. Because layers are like their own picture, but it's hard to explain. But okay, so if you put your sketch here, put your line art up here, maybe this will explain it better. And then you get rid of the sketch because you don't want that anymore. You don't want that in the final picture. You have your line art still there, unaffected, the background's unaffected, and then you can color that in. Maybe you'd want to get rid of the line art, I don't know if you're doing lineless. And then you just have that left, and the background. You can get rid of the background, and then you just have this. And then at the end, it would not have a background if you just had this, because there's no solid color. Now you'd have a background, but without a solid color on the layer, you wouldn't have the checkers, you'd just have nothing. It'd just be invisible. Okay, hope that explains something. I'm gonna cut until I finish this. Okay. Okay, so next on our list is the texture. Okay, so the texture, what I use, I take them off Google Images. Let's see if I can find one right here. I mean, you can make your own, but I'm not really good at that thing, so I'll just use this one as an example. So you select it, edit, copy, and you go to your picture, and you paste. It'll automatically make a new layer for you, which is nice. And you can get it as you want it. I'm not actually going to use this in this picture. Put it over everything, preferably. If you don't want it over like something like the snow or something, then obviously don't. But I like putting it at the very top. And then you go over here and you lower the opacity. You lower it really far. Actually, I might use this in there. It looks pretty good. Lower it pretty far so you can only see the start of it. If you do it too much, it'll just look kind of strange. So I like lowering it quite a bit. And then for the snow, to make it glow, it's really simple. Go over here. I like using these big ones because if you push it a little bit like that, it'll just, oh, whatever, so you just make a bunch of snowflakes here, and then you go up here, you drag it up to new layer, which will make a copy of it. Then you go down there and use Gouache and Blur to make it go out like that. And there you go, glowing snow. And you just make a bunch of that, and then if you wanted to give it a full effect, like I sometimes do, you do that to make like swirling snow, and then you lower the opacity, and then I'll just make it glow a bit more. But I'm not going to have that in here. I'm just going to have the snow. And then, let's see, that. Oh, right, the lighting. Okay, I'm gonna cut to where I finished the picture up to the lighting part. Almost done. It won't be too much. And then I'll show you the effects I use. Okay. Okay, so I made it to that point. So what you want to do for my lighting, go down here and you go to